In this video, I'm going to show you what I use to keep myself accountable for everything from personal to work-related goals for the year. It's something that I've been using for the last 2 to 3 years, and it's helped me, both from a personal and work standpoint, build myself to the stage where I am today. And for me, as a business owner, I think keeping yourself accountable is really important. But I also think that making sure that you're not tracking absolutely every single metric in your life, so it's more of a stress than something that's actually providing you a benefit, is also important as well. So this spreadsheet, I'm going to run you through it. It takes 5 minutes a day to fill in, and it's something that has helped me achieve all of my goals over the last year, and hopefully you find it useful too. So first of all, there's 3 different parts of this spreadsheet that I use to keep myself accountable for my daily habits. Now, what you see here is a dashboard. And what I try and do is basically list a few things that I'm trying to achieve just in my personal life that ultimately, feeds into how I perform at work and just basically in all of my personal day-to-day activities as well. So the way I do this is I see a lot of people when they're setting New Year's resolutions, they set like these absolutely massive targets that they're trying to hit, and then after month one, completely forgotten. So in this, like what I try and do is try and set myself like a minimum viable outcome, an MVO. And for each of the things that I track, if I hit the minimum, that's great. Anything extra is an absolute bonus. So how I've done this here, you can see like there's a few things that I track. There's actually a few more, but I just haven't included them in this video because I just don't think it's relevant. But meditate. I try and meditate for at least 10 minutes a day. Try and read 5 pages of a book. Try not to drink too much. Not trying to completely cut it out, but finding that balance is really important. Steps. Try and keep a minimum amount of activity per month. Minimum amount of sleep. Minimum amount of workout days, and I've got my creatine in there as well. So what I try and do here is for each quarter, I set myself some targets. So try and meditate at least 20 days, read at least 20 days. 25 days alcohol free, etc., etc., etc. Then what I do is every day takes me 5 minutes, just mark off on this spreadsheet, have I hit those targets? Boom, 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 boom. Do a quick little note on what the workout is, how my sleep was, how my energy was for the day, and then, just a little journal entry as well. Now, why this is really, really useful is that over time, first of all, it's really good for keeping you accountable for your goals. But what you see over time is really, really interesting is that it builds up data. So I've been doing this for 4 years. It's been so effective for me. But this here shows you an example of how my dashboard looked from last year. And, you can just spot things here. Like I set myself a target last year of trying to learn Spanish every single day. I currently live in Spain. And you can see that I started the year really strong and then just stopped halfway through the year, which, it's something that at the end of the year, I'm like, oh, why didn't I learn Spanish? Okay, I looked at the data here. I just completely stopped halfway through the year. So it's something that you can keep yourself accountable for. What you can also see here is one thing I noticed is that in the summer, I was probably drinking quite a few more days than what I should have been. It's really interesting this because before I was tracking this, I had no idea and I just assumed it was like a normal amount. But whether you're a freelancer, business owner, the industry's it's very easy to event after event, and before you know it, some months here drinking half of the days in the month. So I spotted that, realized it was having an effect on my workouts, my mental health, and all that kind of thing. And then from October, I just cut it out and just see what effect that had. Really interesting to see this sort of information because it just really, really helps me improve from day to day life. And it's just so quick to fill in every day that I find that it's for the amount of time you invest, the benefits are brilliant. So what I also do every month there is I just fill in some monthly thoughts, like very, very quick. I don't go too in depth with it. How was I feel? How was the month? What could I have done better? And then I use that to basically, feedback on how I'm going to perform or what I'm going to do for the following months after that. So it's a very simple sheet to fill in. I do it every quarter, so I might change the targets or even the habits each quarter as well. So you can just fill this in, Really simple, really effective way of keeping yourself on track. The second thing I do is I set out my yearly goals. These are just some examples here, but again, the idea here is not to overcomplicate. So what I'll do is you can kind of break this up into how many you want, but I've just put a few examples in here for now. If you've got a company goal here, like X million revenue, X more customers, you can basically drop in the spreadsheet here, like just one thing each month that you need to achieve in order to be able to reach that goal. So, if your outcome for the year is like, I want to run a marathon, then how are you going to do that? There's a very good chance that if you haven't got a plan for that, then you're probably not going to achieve it. So what you can do here is like each month, I want to run 40K in 1 month. I want to go to 3 park runs in February, run 1 10K race in January. And then what you do each month, you just mark it off. Like, did I complete it? I went to 2 park runs. Boom. And then also you've got like, if you completed it, you mark it off complete. Again, really good way just to keep you on track of your goals. Simple and something that isn't going to require too much of your day in order to be able to keep on track of. So that is a really simple way that I use to keep on track of my goals. And the last thing, what I do, this is just more of a personal thing, like budgets. It's definitely, as like a business owner, it can be quite hard to keep on track of where things are. So each month I just have this little sheet and I break down my savings and costs into, what I have liquid, what you have assets, and then any debts you've got as well. And you can just fill this in month on month to keep on track of, how your savings are going, if you should be budgeting more. And just really good to have that data so that you, have an idea of where your finances are going. So I'm going to share the spreadsheet with everyone. It's really, really simple to mess around with. Like if you want to change the habits, change what you're tracking, you can go into this, edit it. You have to play around with it a little bit, but if you're half decent at Google Sheets, you should be able to work it out. And if not, there's always ChatGPT. So I hope you find it all useful. And there'll be a link to the sheet in the comments for you to make a copy. So best of luck in the new year with everything you do. And I hope that you all manage to achieve the goals that you're setting for yourself, both personally and in professional life. Thank you.